Hey bookworms, it's Jade from Bedtime Bookworm and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do the BookNet Fest tag. The other thing that I'm doing today is the one take challenge. This challenge was created by Jess from Read by Jess. I personally was tagged in it by Jess from Jess Reads Books, who recently changed her channel name to Jess Nevertheless. But basically this challenge is just what it sounds like. I try to film a video all in one take. And for me, like, that's really hard because I do a lot of editing, and if you guys have seen my bloopers, you know that I fumble a lot and I restart my sentences, partially because I know that I'm going to be able to edit a video. I say things over and over until I kind of like the way that I said it and I don't stumble over my words. So my technique or like the way that I'm approaching this video is very different. I have some notes, I have the questions on my phone. The only editing I'm going to do is really splicing in my intro, which I'm sure you already saw, or you definitely already saw. Anyways, back to the BookNet Fest tag. So if you haven't heard of BookNet Fest before, it's a con or a conference put together by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes and Mari from My Name is Marinez, and it's for people of the bookish internet. It's for creators like me, people who have like bookstagrams or book bloggers, and people who are just like on book Twitter and just are involved in the community. Like, everybody is welcome to come, and it's a conference. This is the third time that it's happening. I've always wanted to go, but this is the first time I'm actually going to be able to go, and I don't think I've really talked about that here on my channel yet. I really haven't had a chance to, but I have mentioned it on Twitter before. This is gonna be lots of awkward pauses and with me like thinking sometimes, and I apologize about that, but you'll get to see what I'm really like, I guess, without editing. I don't know. Anyways, I'm really excited to go to the conference, and this tag was put together by Kathy Tryhart, and the idea is for everyone or people who are going to answer these questions and to try and like get to know each other a little bit better before BookNet Fest happens. And I didn't mention, but BookNet Fest is happening on September 7th and 8th, 6th and 7th. Yeah. So this tag is 8 questions, and they're fairly straightforward. So that's why I thought that this would be a good tag to do the one take challenge on. So the first question is just to introduce yourself. So, hi, my name is Jade. This is my BookTube channel, and I've had this channel since 2015, but I did technically joined the online book community in the fall of 2014. I started out as a book blogger before I discovered that BookTube was a thing in 2015. And I read a lot of different genres, primarily fantasy, like high fantasy, but I also enjoy science fiction and thrillers and horror and a little bit of historical fiction, and I read both YA and adult pretty evenly for the most part. Question number 2 is, where are you traveling from and how are you getting to Orlando? I am coming from the Dallas area in Texas, and I am flying. I considered driving to try and like save money, but the amount of time that it takes to drive out there is a lot. In the end, it wasn't going to be worth it, and I'm also not great at driving long distances. Anytime my husband and I go on like road trips, he does the vast majority of the driving. Question number 3, what platforms do you use to express your love of books? Primarily here on BookTube, and I mostly do just like wrap-ups. I do some standalone reviews, but not very many. It's something I'm trying to get better at. I also am really active on Goodreads in the sense that I update what I'm currently reading and what I've finished in my ratings pretty much in real time. I'm not so great at actually writing reviews. It's something that I have wanted to be better about. In fact, one of my goals for this year was to write a review for every single book that I've read, and I've read something like 40 books, and I've written 2 reviews, so not really doing great on that. I haven't been prioritizing it, and at this point there's no way I'm going to get caught up, so that goal is out the window. But I am really good at like updating and rating things on Goodreads, and then also I am semi-active on Twitter, and on Instagram I don't put up actual like regular posts, but I do use the stories sometimes, but not all that regularly either. So Twitter is probably easier to get a hold of me than Instagram, although I do check my direct messages on Instagram. Ouch. I just don't post like normal Instagram posts. I'm not great at like photography, and I don't have a lot of physical books or props or things like that. But primarily just here on YouTube. Okay, question number 4. Are you reading or have you read or planning to read the BookNetReads book club books? There are 2 books that are like the book club books for BookNet Fest. I actually don't even know what they are off the top of my head. I've seen the covers, but they weren't books that I was familiar with. I'll put them up right here. And no, I don't plan to read them. My TBR is already pretty packed, and neither of these books were like anywhere on my radar really, and I'm just not all that interested in reading them. But I do think it's really cool that they have this book club. So the idea behind the book club is also for people who can't go to BookNet Fest to be able to still be involved in the conversation. Like they can, I think they do like Twitter discussions after BookNet Fest happens where you can still be involved. So it's a way to involve people who can't actually go to BookNet Fest to still like be involved in it. So I think the idea is really cool, but I'm not interested in those books. Okay, question number 5. This is actually going a lot better than I thought as far as like the one take thing. Question number 5, what are you most looking forward to at BookNet Fest? And I mean, just meeting people. I'm super excited to be meeting people that I have talked to online for a long time and never actually had a chance to meet. A couple people I have met. I'm going to be hanging out with Joshana. She and I are actually sharing a room. But I've actually met Joshana before. Before we were actually in the World Hoppers group, I met her like over a year ago. And then another person that I've met before that I'll be definitely hanging out with is Leanna from Leanna's Library. But one of the questions later is like, who are you excited to see? So I'll talk about the people, I guess, later. But I'm excited about meeting people, especially people that I haven't met before. See, lots of Okay, question number 6. Have you attended other bookish events that you would recommend? And the answer is yes. Let me check my notes, make sure I don't forget anything. So I have gone to Y'all West twice. That happens in like Santa Monica, I believe. It's in California in the LA area. I used to live out in the LA area for about 4 years, and I went to Y'all West twice. It's a young adult or a YA book festival. It's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend going. I made a lot of friends. Like the first year that I went, I made a bunch of friends there, and then like we got to hang out again the next year when I went, and I still talk to those people over social media and stuff. So it's a good way to make some friends in the bookish community. And they always have like really cool panels and stuff, and all of the like they usually have panels and authors that are like fairly popular in YA, so like that's always cool to hear them talk. And there's lots of arc drops, and it's a lot of fun. The other one that I've been to more recently is the North Texas Teen Book Festival, because that's in the Dallas area, and I've been the last 2 years. Again, a lot of fun, and I've met people there and made friends. That's one thing about going to book festivals, is that you're surrounded by like-minded people, and it's really easy to, or at least easier to make friends, especially if you're already kind of in the online community. You can, tweet out like who's going and try and like meet up with people in your area or whatever. So both of those are a lot of fun. I've never been to like BEA or BookCon, but honestly, like I'm really not that interested in going to those. Those things are a lot bigger than the 2 festivals that I just talked about. And I just feel like it'd be pretty overwhelming, and just it's just bigger than and it's gonna be like more crowded than what I like to than like the things that I like to go to. Um, but that's why I'm really excited about BookNet Fest, is because it's only 3 years old, and it's for kind of like a niche group of people. It's a lot smaller than any of the festivals I just talked about. And so I like that like small community feel, and you get to like interact one-on-one with even some like larger creators and stuff. And I think that's really cool, and I'm so excited about it. Okay, next question. What book are you planning to read that weekend? So it's still like a week and a half out, almost 2 weeks out from the time of filming this. And I am not entirely sure what I'm going to be reading then. It kind of depends on how the next couple of weeks go. But one of the next books I plan to pick up that is fairly large is Royal Assassin. So I may or may not still be reading that. I don't know. I probably won't be reading that for 2 weeks. So I don't know. Maybe that book. Another book is, sorry, I'm thirsty, but my water is over there. Usually I would just go and get it and sit down and drink it, but because I'm not going to edit this part out, I'm going to wait because I'm almost done with the tag. Okay, it's already been 11 and a half minutes. Okay. The other book that I need to read is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart something that starts with a T. I don't remember his last name. See, usually I would just look it up and then I would tell you, because then it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I can't edit out the dead space, so I'm not going to look it up. But that book I have to read for my work book club, which meets like the Wednesday after BookNet Fest, so I want to start reading it before I go, and I am probably going to be reading it while I'm traveling, which I'm a little bit nervous about, because that one, people have said, like, if you really want to figure out the mystery, like, you might want to take notes and stuff, so to be reading that while I'm traveling might be a little bit difficult, but I think that's, timing-wise, that's just going to be how it works out. I might also be reading Leviathan Wakes. I plan to read that in September, and it's a fairly big book, so I might get started on it early in September. But I don't know, I plan out my TBR fairly far in advance, but I don't like necessarily pick out specific books for each week. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to be reading, but at least one of those 3. Oh, the other one I might read before Leviathan Wakes actually is Binti. I'm participating in Space Opera September, which I will talk about in my TBR next month. But that's a little peek into some of my Space Opera September picks, Leviathan Wakes and Binti. Okay, moving on. Next question. Okay, question number 8. Do you have any internet book friends you are excited to see, even meet physically for the first time in person? So yes, I already mentioned Joshana. I've met before, but I'm excited to be spending more time with her. Leanna, I've also met before, and I'm excited to spend more time with her. I'm staying in with a group of booktubers, none of who I have met before other than Joshana, so excited to meet all of them for the first time. Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany is going, and she and I have done multiple buddy reads together and things like that, so I'm super excited to meet her, and Derby, and Samantha from Samantha Leanne from Leanne's Lit, Ashley from Don't Have a Degree in Reading, my friend Caitlin Vanass, who I've done a buddy read before and met before once. She, while she's not necessarily a co-creator, she's very highly involved in the festival with Sam and Mari. She's like involved in all the planning and things like that. So I'll be excited to see her. I would hope to meet Mari and Sam, but I know that they'll both be like really busy, so I'm not sure if I'll really meet them, but that would be really awesome. And there's just a bunch of creators that I, watch and have followed for a long time that are going to be there, and I'm super excited to be like bumping shoulders with them. Thomas from FF180. Like, it would be super cool to meet him. Yeah, so tons of people that I'm very excited to meet, whether for the first time or repeatedly. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. Wow, this is so awkward and I can't edit any of this. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about was that I made bookmarks. I have wanted to make bookmarks for my channel for a long time, for like literally over 2 years, so that I could give to people when I meet them, but also because I want to sneak them into my library books when I return them as like advertisement for my channel. So yeah, I ordered them and they're gonna come in time for me to take them to BookNet Fest. So if you see me, one, come say hi to me. I would love that. I am totally fine with hugs or high fives, whatever you want. Not whatever you want. Like, please don't kiss me. Wow, why did I just say that? Oh my god. Okay, I'm open to hugs because I know not everybody is. I'll give you a bookmark if you want. So let me know in the comment section. Wow, this is so awkward. Thanks, Jess, for challenging me to do the one-take challenge. This was so hard. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are going to BookNet Fest. I would love to know, and if you see me there, please say hi. That would just be amazing and make my day. I think that's it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like bookish content. That's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye.